The most difficult two-man action to guard in today's game, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. So we about to take a look at why exactly it's so difficult to defend, and specifically for the Miami Heat. So let's get straight to it. Now it's important to notice that the Heat don't have two players that could guard both Murray and Jokic. The only person they have that could do that effectively is Bam. So all these actions are unswitchable. And as we go through these clips, notice this empty corner. It's big time. It is absolutely big time. And even if it's an empty corner, if it's not an empty corner, you see Jamal Murray get ahead of his defender in this spot right here. The gravity of Jokic, the gravity of Murray, scoring threats and playmaking threats. You're cooked at this point. Bam just can't guard two. Just can't. So it's going to lead to a bucket. And now the empty corner right here. Like I was just telling you, remember that empty corner? This is where it's so important, and it works so much in Denver's favor. The spacing is key. So what this empty corner allows you to do, right? It allows Murray to come off the screen, utilize all this space he has on his right side to stretch out Bam, pause, and now force the switch because you cannot cover two players as one defender with all this space. It just can't happen. So now Jimmy has to switch on to Jokic. Jimmy is a good defender, great defender, perimeter defender, but Jokic is just too big, shoots with both hands, hooks with both hands, you're cooked, you're done. And now once again, empty corner. But now Bam could play two at one spot, but this is Murray's patience and his pace right here that was key. So realize, as a player, as your defender gets screened, right, they're behind the play. And so as an offensive player, you're in control because now the defense has to make a decision and not you. But what does Bam do? Play cat and mouse, play in the middle in no man's land, and doesn't make a decision. So now Murray just gets the easy float and doesn't fall into the mind games of Bam Adebayo. Patience is key. If you stay patient, you'll get so many more open looks. I don't even think you realize. Just stay patient. And right here, even if they come off this action and they miss, Jokic is so good at controlling tips, pause, that he can still get these offensive rebounds, man. So not only does he translate his soft touch with his floaters and his hooks around the rim, he just has a great control of the ball whenever it's in his hands. Pause again. I'm sorry. But it just is what it is, man. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to word it the right way. But if you took it the wrong way, pause again, bro. I'm sorry. Let's keep going. They ended up scoring. All right, let's keep going. But boom, right there. Jokic with that Larry Bird jumper, bringing it behind his head. That's the thing with Bam showing. You got Bam showing on the Murray, right? This gives Jokic all the time to get his feet set, bring that ball behind his head, wind it up, and shoot it to the rim, that soft touch, and he's able to get the bucket. Now right here. You see, that's extremely tough to do. You show, and now Jokic is open. But this is why defense is supposed to be played as a team. Because notice right here, right? Handoff, downhill. He has two. And realize these active hands by Jimmy and Bam are already taking away some passing lanes. So what should you do as off-ball defenders? Pinch in, take away Jokic, and force this skip. Because if you realize the thing with Jamal Murray when he gets into these actions is that he jump passes a ton of times when he sees two. So what does that mean? If Gabe Vincent comes here, takes away Jokic, he's going to have to jump pass over the top of Jimmy's hands to the corner to Bruce Brown. And by that time, Gabe Vincent has enough time to be able to rotate. Little things like this will prevent buckets. That's just too easy for Jokic. Way too easy. Quick side note. Kyle Lowry has been absolutely atrocious with throwing lobs throughout this playoffs. I don't remember one time where he threw a proper lob. Quick side note. Just really notice it. Really notice it. And now what really makes Jokic such a threat is his ability to pass with both hands. If you can do all the passes that you do with your dominant hand, with your off hand, the number of passes that you make in any situation literally doubles by 2. Anything you can do with your right, you can do with your left. But if you could only do it with your right and not your left, that closes up half the passing lanes that you could possibly do. And now right here, right? This is not even Jamal Murray. But realize this. Jokic holds his own gravity in all these situations. Christian Brown coming off this. Great game by him, by the way. And so you got to realize, Jokic's defenders never going to commit to a player like Christian Brown. They're just never going to do it unless you give it away. But Christian Brown didn't give it away because he played with pace. So notice this right here. That little change of pace right there. Just slow down just a little bit. And it shows Jimmy that he knows he has an option to Jokic. So what does Jimmy do? Boom. He steps right back out to Jokic, leaves that lane to go and attack. He's not even worried about him scoring. They'll live with that. And now this right here. Miami had a couple sequences in the second quarter that ultimately led to what I believe the biggest shots of the game. And there's two of them, both by Jamal Murray. And this was the first one right here. You see the crowd going, they're hyped, great play, great run. But then that three by Jamal Murray right there did wonders for him because it ended that run. This is usually where Miami will come into the game, take the lead, but Jamal Murray hit that bucket. And it was a tough one. Bucket so tough that even after you hit this bucket, right, look at Cole on the sideline. Got a little head nod from the GOAT himself, J. Cole, man. The biggest shots of the game. We're going to see another one very soon. Hey, and the good old foul bait glitch, the low rip through. Add it to your game if you haven't already added it. Please, you're going to use it in the game and realize, damn, I get a foul on this every time when I get myself to the line. Now I'm able to build my rhythm. Add it to your game, I'm telling you. It's gonna do you wonders. And right here, this is the second bucket, right? Poster by Bam, the Bam Slam, as Mike Breen called it, right? But then they come right back, right? It's another big bucket for this game. Murray, another three to end that run where Miami usually comes into the game and takes that lead. The two biggest shots of the game came right here in the second quarter. And I don't even think a lot of y'all realized it. These buckets are big time. The pace. I'm a huge advocate for pace because every player, if you play with pace, it's going to make the game a whole lot easier for you. So realize this, right? Murray's attacking. Slows down right here. So what does it do to Bam, who's showing? Shows him that, okay, I got to go get back because I think he's getting to a stop. It stops Lowry from coming over and closing this gap up as well, and stops Caleb Martin and leaves him right behind him because he just gets to a stop. So this gap right here between all three of these players remain open. Murray gets down the lane, gets the bucket. And I'm just sick of this shit. It's not even just Jokic. It's everybody in this league, bro. Look at this, bro. Tell me, is this enough to make a grown man fall? Is this enough to make a grown man fall? That hard on the floor? When refs see players fall, they should look at this situation and ask themselves, is this enough to make a grown man fall? If it's not, it's a flop. And don't call it. And if you're going to institute a fine into the league, do that as well. Because I'm sick of seeing this. It's not even just Jokic, like I said. It's everybody. Jokic on the floor right now looking like Humpty Dumpty. Sick of this, bro. Come on, man. Need to get rid of this. It's impure to the game. But that's not. Dimes aren't. And peep how Murray was able to utilize this empty corner once again and then give the dime to AG. So boom, empty corner. So what does this allow Murray to do? More space to be able to turn that corner on Bam, who's showing up. So now he's able to turn that corner. And what does he do with that pass? Doesn't throw it to where AG is and leads him to where he should be. And AG circles up to it and gets that bucket. And if you ever throw a pass and your teammates just not where they're supposed to be and end up going out of bounds, it's on them, not you, by the way. Tell them to get in the right spot. Now, once again, another switch. You're cooked. You're cooked. You're done. No, Gabe Vince is not stopping him. Only one.
16-point lead. Still plenty of time remaining.
And now right here, right? Jimmy Butler right there. Jimmy Butler right there. Christian Brown, great game. But Jimmy Butler. Really see his action from the start, right? Understand the things that they're doing right now with Christian Brown, right? Sets the screen. All right, Jimmy unaffected, Bam unaffected. More of a decoy. And Jimmy's not worried about it. He's worried about Murray and Jokic up here in this action and taking away Jokic on this pass. So what does he do? Forget about Christian Brown. And now he slips right behind. And for Kyle Lowry to cover all that distance to guard two, it's just tough. Christian Brown was hooping. But I'm sorry.
With all due respect.
He just threw that shit up and he prayed that it went in because if he missed, he would have got an earful on the sidelines. Straight up. Great game by Christian Brown, though. Great game. But he just threw that shit up. He threw it up. Let's be honest. But you also see AG working down there, down low. But a shot like this, where you have a mismatch on AG, Jokic open at the top, but yet Jamal Murray still poses with two defenders in a 5-foot vicinity, that's confidence that's developed through work and only work. So you better put the work in. Then boom, once again. They got to realize this habit of Jamal Murray. They got to realize this habit. He's jumping so many of these passes when he's trying to get the Jokic. So that means you got to really pressure these up and take away these lanes. Look, this weak side. C2, he jumps his pass. So now if you're a weak side defender, you could kind of poach and try to hide in one of Murray's blind spots. Try to creep up onto Jokic because he may not be able to see you because of hands from Martin and Bam in the way. You creep up underneath, you'll possibly be able to make a play on that ball and take away Jokic entirely and force him into a jump pass that would have to be a skip pass across the court. And to throw that pass through hands, that's difficult to do. And then Bam turnover, thought he shot that. we got scored on, bro. But that's something they need to start doing. I hope they realize too. But right here though, right? Miami is never out the game and Miami's never done until it's done. They ain't lose until the buzzer sounds and hits 0. So in situations like this, Denver cannot lose their pace. They still got to be aggressive. And do not be surprised if Miami ends up stealing the game where Denver begins to slow down and kind of try to milk the clock. And so you should still constantly be using your offense efficiently, constantly still working. And then if you do that, you won't blow so many leads and get so many close calls to Miami. Because when Miami is down is when they thrive. So that's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, turn on those notifications. We drop videos every other day, and we about to be tuned in with more types of hoops coming soon in the future as soon as the NBA season is done. So make sure you subscribe because we about to do breakdowns about any and everything, and maybe even your film if you hit that link in the description and go follow. And so we out of here.